Hello, everyone. X-Wall Kill Bethelite here. And we need to have a very real discussion here. Uh, I've seen so many people die alone as Jehovah's Witnesses that it's a very real possibility for people. And they need to think about that if they want to continue with this cult. See, you have people who they may decide they want to remain a member of that religion just because it's just their routine. That's what they know. They may know that that religion gets a lot of things wrong. However, are they willing to live the consequences of that decision? I've seen a number of people as I grew up. There was a sister and her husband, and I remember her husband did our book study when I was younger. And the husband ends up passing away before the wife. It was a sad day when I went over to visit her, and she was alone, just sitting there repetitively saying they were trying to follow Jehovah's instructions. Just think about an old woman, alone, lonely now. Husband's dead. New system didn't come. And now she is left alone, waiting to die. We would visit every now and again, but with Jehovah's Witnesses, they're not known for being too extremely social or visiting too often. And the only thing in her mind is what went wrong. New system in here. We were trying to follow Jehovah's instructions. Now my husband's dead. He was an elder. And I'm just sitting here alone, withering away. That is a way to go. That is one way to die. Sitting around wondering what went wrong. It's sad to watch a person go like that. However, if you make the decision that you want to remain in this religion for whatever reason, it's a very real possibility for you. You may not be married, and you may end up getting sick. People stop coming around when they don't see you at the meetings as much. You're not in field service as much. That's where most of the for Jehovah's Witness fellowship is at the hall, out in service. Not so much coming over to your house. So if you fall ill, you're taking a chance of being alone. And if you fall seriously ill, you are taking a chance of dying that way. When I was at the Bethel infirmary, and, this makes me tear up a little bit. I'm trying to gather myself a little bit. But the Bethel infirmary was where a lot of people end up. The new system didn't come. The Armageddon didn't come. And you end up with someone who has given everything to Watchtower, served at Bethel, and they're too old to really be able to care for themselves, and they just end up in some Bethel room in the infirmary essentially by themselves. They have somebody there to attend to them because I was there, but I wasn't a relative. I couldn't really connect with that person on that level. I was just there to go and get them what they wanted to eat and help them get through the shower and things like that. It's like dying in a nursing home. All those Bethelites that served all those years, and Watchtower kept telling them all those years, the end of the world is around the corner, and it didn't come. The people who decide they want to remain as Jehovah's Witnesses need to fully understand the reality that when Armageddon does not come in your lifetime, and if you're married and your mate dies, you may not have people coming to visit you. You may not have very much fellowship. You may not have any real friends. And you may die by yourself, sitting there wondering what went wrong. You were trying to follow Jehovah's instruction by following Watchtower. And then look how it ended up. You're by yourself. Back to the infirmary. I don't recall relatives coming to visit anybody in the infirmary while they were alive, essentially. Basically, there was a couple, and I made a video about the infirmary before, but there was a couple where there's a husband and a wife. The wife was really out of it, and the husband himself was extremely old, and the only thing that he could really do was prepare a meal for his wife. And he wasn't all there, and he would just mix together things that you would not believe. Like, it just looked disgusting. Like, I'm telling you, you're talking about an older gentleman had to be becoming senile for him to be mixing a meal that looked like that. Like, he just ground stuff together, mixed whatever together, and then him and his wife would sit in this dark. The infirmary rooms are just Bethel rooms. They're just parts of Bethel that they blocked off for the purpose of housing the elderly. So his wife is in the bed. She can't get up. The husband is by his wife, doing what he can, together eating that ground together mush that he put together. That is sad. They should have had family helping them. They probably could have had family helping them, but they decided to stick with Watchtower, stick with Jehovah's Witnesses. People, the reason why I choke up is because people that had the exact same desire that I had, which is the reason why they were at Bethel and I ended up at Bethel. We all ended up at the same place. They just served longer than me. I could have been in the same situation. People who had the exact same desire that I had ended up in a dark room at Bethel, no family to help them, huddled up in the corner of some room, eating mush, some ground up stuff that the husband made, he thought was healthy, was going to keep them alive until they died. That was the rest of their life. There was another guy that I helped around in the infirmary. I didn't directly take care of them, but there was another guy that I did directly take care of, and his physical condition was beyond what the infirmary could handle at Bethel. He had to be sent to a hospital with just me and some other young guy my age to go and check on him. The other guy would check on him during the day, and they would send me out to the hospital to essentially sit with them and check with them at night. And the guy would sit there and try to talk to me. He didn't know me from Adam. I mean, I'm just the guy that they sent out. But the guy would sit there and try to talk to me about places he wanted to go, people he had talked to. He's telling me things that you tell family. He's telling me things that you would want someone to keep with them and remember as you pass away, not talk to some random stranger. I did not see a member of his family see him at all in life. I know he's got family because I saw them after he died. After he died, they sent me to go clean out his room or get some of his belongings from his room. I guess they get that room ready for the next person. And I saw people outside the room that I think was his family. And I'm the one who was in the hospital where the doctors had to put a tube all the way into his mouth, all the way down through his throat. They were getting ready to perform a procedure. In order to do that, they had to put a tube, a nice sized tube, all the way down he was awake when they were doing that. Grabbing my hand. He's grabbing my hand. Family wasn't there for that. Nobody from the hall was there for that. I was there, but that was because I was assigned to be there. That's not natural. No friend. I didn't see a single friend. I didn't see a single family member. I didn't see a single person from his hall. Maybe it's because, at the hospital, I was going to see him at night. But at the infirmary, I saw him during the day, and I never saw family or anybody come through. But the fact of the matter is, when he was having serious procedures, I was the person whose hand he grabbed. Let's just get to the point is, the guy died. The day he died, there wasn't nobody there but infirmary staff. I left because my shift was over. I didn't leave because that was my friend and we were done talking. I left because my shift was over, went to sleep, woke up to an email saying that he had died. I'm like, wow, I just saw him the other day. You mean to tell me he died around a bunch of strangers, probably thinking the exact same thing everybody else? I was doing everything that I thought I was supposed to do. And now I'm about to die, just surrounded by a bunch of infirmary staff, like in a glorified nursing home. Like, I see this so often where a Jehovah's Witness pushes away family who aren't in that cult. So they push away a lot of their family. One mate or the other ends up dying, leaving the other one by themselves. This video just needs to be out. I could get into more, but it needs to be out because I have visited so many people whose spouse died and left them alone. It just left them alone. Armageddon doesn't come, they just die alone. The video needs to be out because the warning, even if people don't watch it, the warning just needs to be out there. That if you decide to go down this path, you may end up on your deathbed alone. 937-789-4029. We'll discuss it. X Wall Kill Bethelite signing out.